Okay, let's start with our course today. As I promised, today we are going to start with our first example. We have this file. First of all, we use WinRAR or WinZip in order to distribute our file to you. I'm just drag and drop the folder like this one, example one, and put it here. As you can see, or as you can follow, actually let's get rid of it, we don't need this one. As you can see, we have a many file here. It's not similar to the any other things that you saw. If you just look at here, we have a different file, and each of these files are represent for, let's say, a specific attribute. For instance, these are all together work for a city, if you can see, and this one all together work for a road, and similarly these all together work for a village. So what are the difference between them? For instance, CBG always try to connect a different file. If you remember, I said we have attribute and we have a spatial data. The file with a PRG extension like this one, and like the other one, they are saved. You don't need to memorize them. I'm just explaining it to understand what's the difference. So this file with a PRG used to store your spatial or projection data. The one that with a DBF or database file extension, this one projection, this one DBF. The DBF file used to store the data, the attribute information. These CBG, SP, and SPX are the connector file between the rest. What is SHP or sometimes SHX? This one keep your drawing or your vector data set. Even you can open it to the, let's say, AutoCAD. Now, how we are going to use them? Actually, at the moment, this is a bit, let's say, a bit confusing. We have many files at the moment, at the once. So, first of all, I'm just put it, let's say, in a very simple place that everyone can be understand it. Maybe on my C drive or desktop. Let's put it in C drive, it's better. I'm just put it here. I'm tell you why. So this is our typical interface of ArcGIS. ArcGIS or GIS work with a server base. From here, you are not able to open any file, any GIS file. If I go to the drive, C drive that I put my example one, you see I cannot open anything. Because if you remember previous session, I said we are not using these things here. It is not like other program. So the logical things, we have something here. It is called add data, and there is a sign here. I'm just click on it. We need to use add data again, same thing. This shape with plus. Don't go to the other. I am talk about it later. What are these things? So I'm just hit on add data and wait until it's coming. In the add data, again, if I'm going to home, you are not able anything. You cannot see, like if I'm go here, or you cannot see like a C drive or D drive. Okay, you need to make a connection from your ArcGIS to the computer. It's very easy. How we are going to do? There is here something like connect to the folder. If I hit this one, it is now become understandable. I'm go to my computer, C drive, and this is my example one. I'm hit OK. Example one list under my folder connection. Now, if you remember, I said we have city, road, and village. Now I am able to add it here. So if I am hit the add, everything start to add for me. This is the logical way of adding data, but there is an easy way also. Maybe you will tell that why you are not show this one. You can also drag and drop from here to here. Okay, same thing. And every time that you open or you add the data, the color here will be changed. But try to use here. Why? At the moment, we have a tree file, or let's say tree entity. Tree entity means that I have 27 items. So imagine you have 20 entity, because each item have 6 or 7 file inside of it. So if you have 20 of them, it is very difficult to select all from here. Okay, because 20 multiplied by 6, okay, it's look like you have to drag and drop according to the file number. If it is 7, sometimes 7, sometimes 8, you will to choose like 120 or 130 number of the file from here, and these always make a problem and mistake. But for a 2 or 3 or 5, up to 4 or 5, okay, you can just select them from here. Or imagine you want to select just one of them, not all. You want to select this one. So you need to correctly choose. So this one is a bit time consuming if your entity increase. So we prefer to use here. Try to learn this one, and because it is important also to learn how to work with connect to the folder. So I'm just once more I'm going to show it. You need to make a connection, folder connection. With folder connection, you go to the location that you put it. At this moment I am put it in a C drive example, and then hit OK. After hit OK, this will be stored under the folder connection before I just make some other folder connection like a research or SDNA. So now I am at the ones that we need, actually the ones that we have. If you see now at the moment I have a scale. This is a country, we have a village point. These are all village point. We have like if we go inside and if we zoom, we have 1,000 of the village point that you are able to see. Of course I can able to turn off the light, and this is the road. We have many road here. As you can see, I'm also able to turn off this one. And we have city. There are different city here. Of course, we can also turn off this one. We need to put it in an order. The order means that the big one always under the rest. For instance, if I do it like this way, you will not able to see the village because the city layer cover it. So let's again put it in the same order that we have. So we have right now at the moment we have 3 sort of entity. One of them is a point, one of them is a road, which is represented by a line, and one of them is city. So if you just take this one, the ones that identity, if you remember from previous session, if I choose one of them, like this one, this shapefile, it gave me a name of it and the field ID, and also say what is the, let's say, entity. This is polygon. Or if I choose one of them here, again same thing. There is a name. Actually, I choose two of them. One this one, because I just choose the middle, which is cover both shapefile, as you can see. So we are able to see different things. First of all, location. What is the location of it? And the attribute. So this is our spatial. Here we call it location in our map, but location or spatial location, all of them are same. We have also attribute or descriptive data, which is field ID, shape. The shape of it is polygon, or the name of it, which is something as mentioned here. So if you remember, we work almost with these tools with a zoom out, zoom in, and pan, and also the ones that full extent. If you press full extent, it is fit your all object, the ones that it is turned on, all of them fit in your canvas. So this is if our canvas, everything will be fit there. You remember I tell you about the select. Let's turn off the, let's say this one. On that example, the select is not work, but at the moment it is work. You are able to draw a select. In this way, I am just select about 8,986 village point. I'm select this amount of village. Of course, you can have a different sort of the selection, like a polygon selection. And try, because my computer speed is a bit low. I try now to select in this way, because this is the big amount of the data which is select at the moment. Now, for instance, selection like the circle one, you can select with a specific diameter or a specific radius. So for instance, here it's said that what was my radius. As you can see, it is select this amount of the village. Or linearly, you can just by line draw a line, and the ones that cover there, it is will be selected. Actually right now my computer is overloaded. So this is select, it's very easy. And we have here clear the select. Everything that you select, you can able to clear it after you select. So this is also fine. Now let's come to here. What is this one? This is also important for us, because sometimes we need to find a specific attribute. So with use of this one, still I'm not responding. Let's wait until the computer load. Yes, okay, this one coming. So imagine we are going to find a feature of the Tehran. It is a city. So if I set Tehran and visible layer, it means that all visible layer will be looking for Tehran. So if I set find, the computer going to look all the things which is include Tehran as a word. As you can see, we have 5 or 4 Tehran village. We have, for instance, Tehran dash village. Everything it is include a Tehran word, even like this one, Tehran Chi. So it is covered by my, let's say, find function. So you can see that Tehran store on the field that call name, and this is our layer. Some of them on the village, some of them on, actually one of them on the city shapefile. So we don't have any Tehran name under the road. If you just select one of them, for instance, the ones that I select at the moment, this one, the computer going to show the location of it. Where is the location of it? Or the other one. Actually, I think for next time I need to decrease some of this data because this is a very huge data, and right now also I'm also using team. So as you can see, if you right click on it, you can say go and zoom on it. Go. As I said, you can find attribute, the ones that you're looking for it, and then you decide in which layer you are going to look on it. Visible layer, the ones that select, actually now the select one is a road, or all layer, including the ones that hidden or visible. All layer in data frame, the ones that I put it here. Okay, what does it mean? For instance, I can disable this data. So it means that it's not included in data frame. Also, I can choose one by one. Actually, we say that visible all layer, and I put the turn on and hit OK. Data coming. As I said, like here, put a flash zoom on it, identify it. It's open this name field. It is directly coming from same here, and this layer coming from here, and the value, the ones that in front of the field. Okay, the name, this value, it is coming from here, the same value, and field is this field. So you can find different value. So this is about this part. So in GIS, as you can see, let's full extent, we have a very, very big data. Imagine you are working in one of these village at here. So you want to reach at, let's say, as quick as possible to your project. It's difficult to zoom on it and then start to find which one of these, let's say, point is your, let's say, working area. Okay, imagine we just assume that I'm working, let's say here in my project. Okay, this is my project. In order to keep it, or in order to save my location, I'm just create a bookmark. You can create a bunch of bookmark for yourself. I just say, I don't know, let's call it site 01. Okay, I'm hit OK. I'm just come back here, and if I choose site 1, you see directly come to the location. Okay, it is one of the useful function for us. You can make 1,000 of bookmark. Maybe some of you use it in some program. For instance, also I have, let's say, this project. I'm just create another one. Let's call this one site, let's say site 2. You are able to manage your bookmark. You can remove them, you can rename them, you can export them, save it in your computer, you can zoom to it, and etc. For instance, if I'm just come back to the full extent, let's put Jaren here. So if I am set site 2, it is come to my site 2, and after that I can go to the site 1 without lost my time. So bookmark is important for you. At least be aware what does it means. So this is up to now. Any question up to now? Any things that you want to know? So if there is no question, I'm going to work and I'm going to represent other things. This is editor toolbar. With use of this one, I'm going to show you by coming session what is the editor toolbar. If you open the editor toolbar, you are able to generate data for yourself. We have table of content. This one, if you remember, I said if you lost it, you can open it from here or from here. We have catalog. I'm going to show you what is catalog, but it is somehow similar to this one, as you can see. It is in some instance similar to this one, but we have other function here, which cannot able to done from here. So we have a search because we have many sort of data function and things. You can use from here for to say, I don't know, just a raster and just see. So different things related to the raster coming here. So you can get help. It is very useful things because most of the time it's difficult to find where is the specific function. So you can just use it. I'm also use it always. We have a toolbox. This is a toolbox. We have different toolbox, and on each of them we have many other toolbox. You don't need to worry about it because actually we are not going to use and these toolbar are using in different, let's say, branch. Maybe some of you going to work with traffic or network, then you need to use this one, like urban network analyze. Maybe later one of you going to, again, we have network analyze here. We have different network analyze. Maybe you want later work with remote sensing, or then you need to use this kind of thing. So according to your feature, according to your, let's say, job status. So this is up to now. Now I'm going to show you some things which is maybe interesting for you. So we have, as you say, we have, as I said, we have different city here, but we want to show, or we want to, let's say, present this city with use of color. If you see right now we have something here. For instance, I want to say this color, I'm just double click on it. I want to say, just go it and use it like, I don't know, let's say this one. I'm hit OK, and all my data look like this. Or I want to say that use this one with wetland. Okay, you can change it the color accordingly, or I can add other things. For instance, this one, maybe you saw it in land use analyze. For instance, the building, for instance, this one, garage or auto park, or parking lot and let's say garage, or the ones that here, ticari alani or business parcel, we use it with this color, or the ones that pink one is the office. So this one is a housing. So if we have mixed use, the three of them, I can use this one, for instance. For instance, this is just an example, or other one. Of course, this is meaningless for this example because these are city, and it is better to use a unique color. Now, let's come to the road. As I said, we have a different road. Let's make this color of this one a bit, let's say this one maybe. So now road is appear in a better way. So now I am able also to assign same thing for a road. As you can see here, we have a different bunch of things. For instance, we have a railroad, we have highway, we have express, major road, RTL road, residential street, or if it is river, we can add a river mass transit, like ones that we have in Istanbul. So you see, of course, not all the road. This is not correct to assign all roads with the same feature. I'm going to show you how you can add a different, for instance, bicycle road. This is the ones that you can add a bicycle road. You see, it is add a bicycle sign to it, or you can add, let's say, railroad. You see, I can add a railroad to it. So we can change accordingly. Also, you can looking for other thing. For instance, you can add arrow, one way, two way. If you remember, same thing in your site analyze. But we are going to show you the ones that it is understandable in a correct manner. Now, let's come to the village. We have point. If you remember, the point is represent for a specific thing like a peak or a single things, ones that mono. Same thing for here. I can change it. I can say that all the village show with this arrow. Of course, this is a school. So you can change it at one moment or the other one. Let's say all of them look like this one. So everyone changed to this one. Of course, you can customize it accordingly. You can change the color. Or you can also search. For instance, I want to look for a tree. Let's see, do we have tree? Yes, we have a different sort of tree. So these are on the elevation, but we have some like this one as a plan. If I choose, it is coming as a tree, but of course it is not a good one. You can also create the ones that you prefer. Again, I'm going to choose a tree. I'm going to look at for a tree. Just let's choose this one. Make it a bit big as a scale, and then hit OK. So if you have a tree, for instance, you can represent in this way. Of course, put it very big. This scale is not good to represent. This is not bad. So this is about the how we can manage the different things, different attributes, how we can add the let's say icon, or how we can change the represent or presenting method. Now let's just put it this one as a simple, as we get it at the beginning, and even turn off this one and turn off this one. So if you choose one of them and hit right click on it, you can copy, remove. These are easy things. But I'm going now to open attribute table. Attribute, if you remember about our course, we say that we have a location. Each of these points have a location, and each of them have a information. We have about, if I cannot, we have 158,000 points here, and each of them have a specific name, and the shape of them are point. So you can, for instance, select one of them, for instance, which is here, or you can select, let's say, 4 of them. Oh, sorry, my computer is gone. Yes, so you can select a specific amount. From here, you can again unselect or select them accordingly. For instance, I can select, I release my shift, and I said up to here, choose. For instance, this amount of them was selected. So later, I'm going to show you how you can add other data. You can add many other things. For instance, If it is tree, you can say the height of tree, type of the tree, vegetation, name of it. If there is a code or registration on the top of them, you can work on it. I'm going to show you how later, because on the database, we have a database course. I need to tell you how database can be worked, because these are related to the database. Again, same thing for a road. If I'm just open the attribute table, you can see that here we have a secondary route, we have a primary route. We can add other things. We have unknown route, we can have a dirt road, we can have a two-way, one-way road. For instance, you can add here, this one is a type, you can add the way. For instance, one-way, two-way. Accordingly, we have 5,577 piece of road here, which is drawn by polyline or line. Same thing for this one also. We have different city and different things present here. All of them is under the city. Again, this one is polygon. So after attribute, we have join and relation. You can join actually different table to each other. I am going to show you this one on the course related to the database. We have zoom to layer. If I press this one, it is look like a full extent, this one. But if you have a different layer in different place, this work in a different way. This is about visible scale range. You can set the minimum and maximum scale range. At the moment, I can use the scale that I wish. I can just go 1/1000, or I can go 1/10 million. So I can change my range accordingly from here. One of the important one here, use a label. If you press the label, the ones that here, at the moment nothing happened. Why? Because I am not defined which label should be assigned. If you see, we have here three kind of things. So computer don't know which one should be assigned. In order to define it, I need to go to property, and from the property button, yes, from here, I'm just go to the label, and I said, please assign the name to it, and hit apply. All the name automatically assign to the place. You see, different label, different name, come and assign. Different data could be assigned here. So, again, this is about the selection, like this one that we have. We don't need to work about it. And we have a label feature. I can turn on and turn it off from here. You are able to edit your feature from here. You are able to convert the label to animation or to the graphic. And we are able to save our layer, and we are able to export our data, export to the AutoCAD file or to the other layer as well. And this is about how you can save the layer. What does that mean? For instance, you just give, let's say you just define a specific layer with a specific symbol. We call this thing symbol or symbology. So these are all about symbology. So if I am just give a specific symbology like this one, for instance, I am assigned this symbology. Of course, my layer is not on. I am able to save my layer file like the ones and later assign it. What does that mean? If you remember, I tell you that if you open ArchMap, every time, if I'm just get rid of road and I am add new data, if I add a road, always the simple way it's coming. If last time I put this one, it is not show it again. So I'm forced to again reassign the, let's say, symbology. Yes, it is coming. So if I am add, let's say, data from here, it's just coming as a simplest way. But every time the color will be changed. For instance, previous time is red, or this time is a, let's say, purple or magenta. So if you want to save the symbology that you assign, you need to save it from here, and later you are able to reassign it. For instance, you say that my layer symbology is road, and you save it in a specific place and then recall it. I'm going to show you how. So this is about here. Let's close this one and re-add as a simplest one. So here we go. Let's close this one and this one. Now, let's come to the property. Here we have important things for us here at the moment. If I can open it, yes, it is open. The first step on the property or on the layer property is a name of the layer. You are able to change the layer name according to your wish, but the layer name just change your data. If you change the, let's say this one, let's call it, I don't know, let's call it urban. Of course it is not urban. Here is change, but my data still is city. To rename this one, we need to work from another place that I'm going to show. So this is about general thing. You can describe this, let's say, layer include a city name or whatsoever. So you can add again minimum, maximum, the scale that you want, or you can not add anything. This is defined where is your extent or where is your latitude, longitude on top, left, bottom, and right. Explain about your data type, which is a shapefile feature. It is open from C drive, example 1, city. Geometry is polygon, and we do not have a Z value, and we do not have M value. Our geographical coordination system is geographical system, Word GIS system 1984, and prime meridian is Greenwich. So this is about the geometry and about the source of this feature. This is of course about selection. If you remember, when I choose the selection, you can change the selection color as well. It's not important. And here, this one is a bit important. We use here for, let's say, how to symbol the ones that we create can be shown or how can be expressed. For instance, a few minutes ago, I just add a name to it. I can add field or other value to it. So just be aware where is it. You can manage it from here. But the important part for us is this one. This is symbology. We can have a single symbology like the ones that we have here. All the city have the same color of the green, which is not correct. We need to say that each city can have a different value. So if you remember, we have a many city here, 1,000 of city. So the value field will be choose, and then we add all value to it. Accordingly, all value get a specific color. If I hit apply, you see each color, each city get a different color accordingly, as you can see here. So this is important for us, and we call it classification or symbology. This is called symbology or classification. We have single symbology, like the ones that I show you at the beginning, like this one, and we have a qualitative symbology. Why we call it qualitative? Because it is just about the name. So all of them have a same value. We cannot say this one is let's say better than the other one, or that one is expensive than, or this one is cheap. You can add different type of color. Let's say I want to choose, okay, put this one. And I just say apply. So you see, it is just randomized, different color assigned to it. You can say that choose this one. Of course, you can change each of them by yours manually. For instance, I can change this one to red and again apply it. Actually, it is here. So I can say that I want to add, you can also remove some of the value. For instance, I want to say I don't want to show this value. Remove it, remove it. The ones that I delete will be shown with this color. If I remove this one also, they will not show. You see, it's become blank. Or I can just change the color of them to the black. Of course, it should be visible too. You see, those become black. I can remove all of them. So all of them become black now. Now I can add a specific value. I just say, let's say find, let's say Tabriz. Okay, I said add it here. I can say that add, I don't know, some of them. Let's say this one and this one also. Add these three. Now I hit OK. We see that we have three, the ones that here actually under it. So these three become color. I can of course change the color. As I said, you can change it to, let's say, yellow. This one is located here. Actually, I cannot move right now because this one is open. Let's do it like here. Yes, now it's better. And also you see now in my layer, they start to appear with the specific name. Each of them coming in their specific name. So let's open my property. Okay. I can add also other value like let's say this tree. So I am add three more like this way. So this called a qualitative, let's say classification or symbology. Now let's come to something which is too much meaningful for you. We have road. If you remember, we have different name or different type of the road. If you remember, if I'm open the attribute table, there was secondary road, there was a primary road, and something like this. I am now going to classify all this road accordingly. Now we use a single classification, which is purple or magenta. Now I am coming here. We have type add all value. We have primary road, we have a secondary road, and we have unknown road. If I am say apply, accordingly they are start to get classification. I can just say primary road is highway. You see all the primary road shown as a highway. This is like your site analysis. I can say that the secondary road is, I don't know, it's look like, let's say this one. So all the secondary road is shown by this one, and we have unknown road. Let's say all unknown road is like, let's say like this, like a dash. You see some actually unknown road. I need to make it a bit thick to visible. You see these are the unknown road. Of course the scale also should be small. I can edit my scale from here. The width should be, let's say, let's make it like this. Actually it is too much. Maybe we can make it zigzag and a bit round. Let's see. Yeah, it's not bad. So I can also put other things like this one. So different things you can assign for a road. So if I'm hit OK, I can easily find it from here. What is this one? What is that one? Of course, I can change the name from here. You are able to change the name. This property always take time to open it. Yes, it's open. So I can say that, for instance, the label of it instead of unknown is, let's say, dirt. Okay. And let's make a color of it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This one. And also let's change the secondary road to maybe major road. Yes. And the scale of it is, let's say, 0.5. So you can see now I'm present my road in this way. I have dirt road, I have secondary road, and I have primary road. So easily in this way, imagine you want to do it in AutoCAD or Photoshop. It's really time consuming, or in even Photoshop. But here we do it very quickly in this manner. Imagine you have a land use map. Imagine this is our land use. Of course, it is not a land use, it is a city. But imagine you want to, let's say, also turn off the label. Okay. Imagine you want to change the color of them, or imagine you want to create a land use map. So I'm going to here, I need to change some of the color. Yes, from here. For instance, I want to say this green color. Let's imagine our mixed use, like this one and this one. If I am hit OK, it's really quick. They will get the shape. But if you want to do it, let's say in a Photoshop or in AutoCAD, you need to cut them, you need to divide them, and then use the booklet or let's say hatch in AutoCAD or Photoshop. But here I can easily do it in 1 second. So I can say that their value are same. So this is about the classification. Of course, for a point, this also valid. Same thing for point. Any question up to now for this part? No question?
Yes, hocam.
Hocam, everything clear.
Yes, you have question, Nur?
No, hocam, everything is clear, I said.
Okay, everything is clear. So, this is about this part. If there is no question, we can stop at this moment.
No hocam, thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay hocam.
So, thank you from all of you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, hocam.
Thank you. Have a
Take care
good
hocam.
weekend. You too, all of you. Have a good weekend. Bye bye, everyone.